Hello and welcome everyone to another FPL Jedi Show pre-season. We are still in pre-season. There are around 10 to 11 days before the actual game week 1 akan start. Okay. For today, I'm joined by Afosz, who actually kita akan run through team draft beliau for game week 1. Apa khabar? Afosz, how are you?
Start Hafiz, khabar baik, so far so good. Alhamdulillah.
Okay, good to see you again. It has been a while before kita meet up in Jedi Show. I think somewhere last season kau ada juga bantu aku in terms of running through the midweek games and also some deadline show. Okay, good to have you. As we mentioned, okay, kita akan run through your team draft, okay, so called. So in preparation for our preseason. So how's your preseason ataupun di summer break, Afosz? Have you been watching any games?
Watching any games so far tak ada lah, tapi I've been watching highlights, especially on MU games. It was an interesting one. Erik Ten Hag get to be the first replacement manager. So far the game has been interesting, but as you know lah, macam biasa MU pre-season macam menarik kan, tapi bila starting season after a couple of games tengok macam but anyway it's going to be a
Okay.
interesting season.
So how's Eric Ten Hag so far? You may be watching some of the preseason Manchester United game. How you find it?
Yeah, so far his game has been quite quite nice, quite interesting. They tried to utilize all the young talents from the MU academies, bringing back Donny Van Beek, utilizing Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford. So yeah, so far attacking wise nampak menarik lah. Kita tengok macam mana.
All right, good. We'll see whether you have any Manchester United player in your game week draft. Let's jump straight to your team. Okay, maybe you can read out Afosz, your team.
Okay, starting basically team lineup more or less about 70, I think 70 to 80% template pick. Okay, kita start dengan Mendy, Chelsea. It's a 5.0 price point. I think it's a bargain goalkeeper. Despite recent defeat with friendly against Arsenal. And then we move on to defenders. We have the top three best defenders: Trent Alexander-Arnold, Cancelo, and also Reece James. And the fourth pick, I pick Andrew Robertson because I think that he's one of the best defenders in Premier League and the best FPL asset. Last season pun dia finish third, if I'm not mistaken, in overall points. So yeah, because orang pilih Alexander Arnold, then maybe tak nak go with another defender. But I think Robertson could be a great asset in FPL teams as well.
So clearly you have the best three defenders from last season lah. TAA, Cancelo and Robertson lah.
Yep. Tak boleh lari daripada tu lah.
Okay. How about your midfield?
Okay, midfield obviously can't go without Salah. Mo Salah is the best FPL asset, the best scorers, great points, currently having more than 50% ownership. Then we move on to Marcus Rashford. Of course, like earlier you mentioned, nak tengok sama ada kita ada debut player ke tak, so very good. Marcus Rashford. So far 2 goals in 4 club friendlies. Yeah, Erik Ten Hag so far dapat utilize him very well. And then kita ada Martinelli from Arsenal. Recent club friendlies, dia ada 1 goal kalau tak silap. Yeah. And then the fourth midfielder, Neto from Wolves. one goal versus MU. Yeah, this one is going to be interesting pick, but because he's playing attacking wise and at a point at the price point of 5.5, I'll say is reasonably cheap as an enabler. Then
Yep.
kita move up to forward. Erling Haaland, newcomer in Manchester City, recently scored the only winning goal against club friendly versus
Okay.
Bayern Munich. Tapi I think baru-baru ni dia ada mention macam pick up discomfort, bit injured dekat. Tapi the latest news is that he's going to be fit to play in the next the first season in Premier League.
Okay.
And then the second forward we have Gabriel Jesus from Arsenal. Uh, yeah, so far 4 goals in 4 club friendlies. You can't tak boleh nak pandang
Yeah. I guess he
ringan
has
kat
the
dia lah.
form lah during this preseason, and would you be surprised if I say Jesus is actually the most owned players in FPL right now? It's not Mo Salah, it's not Haaland, it's Jesus at 62.9%. So that's how highly he owned lah by us, by FPL managers.
Yeah, not only is highly owned, but so far in such a great form, scoring form in Arsenal, and then at 8.0 point, I think is quite cheap for his capability.
Okay. And then how about your bench? I feel you're going really cheap and just put some filler.
Yeah, bench. I picked the cheap point, the cheap players. Like for example, Olsen. Olsen is a 4.0 keeper. He's a second keeper in Aston Villa. So
Yep.
in the event Martinez injured, so dia akan main.
Yep.
Also at the 2-point-ish percent ownership, so they're less likely to have a price fall that soon.
Okay,
Kita
I
nak ada.
agree on that in terms of dropping his price less likely. Yep.
Yep. And then kita ada Andres Pereira, potential attacker dekat Fulham, coming from MU. Kita tahu dia di potential macam mana. So at nearing 23% ownership, so he can be the first bench as a replacement in the event for siapa-siapa yang tak main.
I
And then
agree
the
that
other
kira famous lah in terms of 4.5 filler in midfield. Yep.
And then we have plan from Crystal Palace. This one interesting one because initially I wanted to have Greenwood from Leeds.
Okay.
Tapi
Alright.
sebab dia punya ownership so tinggi, so kalau tiba-tiba dia tak main in the first game ataupun first 2 games, dia punya likely chance untuk dropping in price tu agak tinggi. So I rather have plunged as a third bench.
Okay.
My list. So the last one is actually Nico Williams. Is a great great right back in Nottingham Forest.
Yep. Recently moved from Liverpool to Forest. Yep. 4 million.
Yep. So yeah, he's going to be my second bench.
Okay, good. Just want to walk through a bit, especially on your formation. Looks like you're picking 4-4-2. Okay, I'm not sure lah. The traditional one is actually 3-4-3, or maybe some player pick 3-5-2, but you're going 4-4-2. Do you feel this is the formation that managers should approach for this season?
Yeah, because you see that the defenders in for the past I think 2 or 3 seasons have been doing very well in terms of attacking, providing at least an assist and scoring as well. Bonus to get any some sort of clean sheet. So most of them decided to have 4 at the back or maybe 5 at the back. And then second justification is that kita tak banyak good cheap forwards. I would think so. At the price of 7 or 6 mil, tak ada third striker yang good enough to provide us return. So might as well just have really premium defenders at the back. So 4 or 5 at the back seems like a good pick for this season.
Okay, good. Some managers favored 5 at the back. Okay, so this season maybe 5-3-2, or even the extreme one. People are going 3 premium players like fitting Haaland, Kane, and Salah in this team, and then they can still afford the likes of TAA and Cancelo. So, what your opinion on those strategy?
Yeah, I think those strategies uh, is good as well, but yeah, of course, at the point of having the third cheap defend, I would say, because they try to squeeze the third premium, so you are likely to have either one or two premium defenders. Maybe just TA and Cancelo. You can't have Robertson and Chris James. Most probably, you have another 4.5 defender as your third defender, and you matikan the fifth defender at 4.0 and another 4.0 fourth defender as a backup. So I think it's a good pick as well to have 3 premiums in the team.
Okay, but maybe the 3 minutes makes you a bit inflexible in terms of your lineup. If let's say you want to move price around, but currently you favor the 4-4-2 lah. Okay. So Afosz, the next question is okay. Definitely, a lot of managers will try to fit in 3 Liverpool players in your team. Okay, so in your team, we can see that you pick TAA, Salah, and then the third player is Robertson. But some other managers feels beside Luis Diaz or other Liverpool players. So you feel Robertson is the right third player for us to slot in?
Yeah, comparing Luis Diaz is a good pick for midfield at a price of 8.0, and maybe Darwin Nunes 9.0 forward. But comparing those two, I think Robertson has a better um, attacking points or attacking potential in terms of getting FPL points, and also a little bit more cheaper than comparing Luis Diaz and Darwin Nunes. So I think so because most of the time people pick Trent Alexander-Arnold, so try to disregard Robertson. But yeah, Robertson will still be providing points in in most of the games as well. So third third Liverpool players, Robertson team is a better pick, I would say.
All right. Okay. Some season manager also feels that Robertson could be the right third slot for Liverpool, but some may feel that Luis Diaz has more potential since Mane has left the club, and Luis Diaz could have more minutes and play on the left flank. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Especially interestingly, Charity Shield will be playing this weekend between Man City and Liverpool, so we could have a glimpse of how they could line up for the new season. Okay. So next question is, you do not have any Spurs players in your team, whether it's Kane or Son or even any Spurs defenders, the like Priorcy or Doherty. So is that a concern, or it's not in your consideration at all for Spurs players?
Okay, Spurs players, um, the two most highly or the most higher chance to have great FPL points is Heung-min Son dengan Harry Kane. Even in the recent friendlies pun dia macam back to back, Son assist, Kane score, Kane assist, Son score, those things. So not to have either one of those two, it could be a potential threat in terms of having a good rankings. But that is easily swapped with Erling Haaland to Kane. The price point rasanya sama kan, at 11.5 kalau tak silap.
Yep.
So kalau
If you want to say compared to last season, Kane is priced at 12.5, so this season 11.5, more cheaper and interest-linked could actually provide better value than Son in comparing this season price. But a lot of managers are picking Haaland. You cannot choose Kane, or you can try to fit in Kane, but then you have some inflexibility from other area. So
it's either Erling Haaland or Kane. It's either those two. Kalau kau macam last minute kita dapat tips yang Haaland might not start first game, so that could be the push factor to swap Haaland to Kane. But having Son, changing Son in this lineup, it just changes the whole balance of the team. I can try to fit in Son by not having Erling Haaland, but yeah, dia macam attacking wise tak dapat the balance in terms of overall first 11.
I guess I agree with you. We cannot fit everyone, so you have to sacrifice somewhere, and you actually would not go with any Spurs players. Okay. My third question is definitely, as a Manchester United fan, okay, we try to think logically whether to bring any Manchester United set. We can see here you bring in Rashford over the likes of maybe Sancho or Martial, who could actually potentially bring better returns, but I'm not sure about their pricing because they are a bit higher from Rashford. So you feel Rashford could actually offer better value than those two?
Yeah, comparing Rashford to Sancho and Martial, because based on recent friendlies, those three so far have been performing. They dapat goals and assists here and there everywhere. But Rashford is the cheapest one. Sancho 7.5 and Martial 7.0 at forward, I think.
Yep.
So having Rashford at 6.5 and the equal chance of scoring or maybe assist, I think is a better choice. But also I was considering that to have Martial as another forward and downgrade Robertson with another 4.5 defender or maybe just 4.0 defender, depending on how things goes.
Okay. Touch a bit on Mendy. You invest 5 million for a keeper, and some managers feel that maybe 4.5 million keeper should be the peak instead of investing 5 million. So what do you feel?
Yeah, in terms of investment in goalkeepers, I I don't I wouldn't invest more than 9.5 or 9, and wouldn't invest more than 9.0. So having Mendy is 5.0 and the bench also at 4.0, I think is a good thing. It's either that or having both 4.5 rotating goalkeepers. But at the final deadline, we'll see how things goes. If I'm short of 0.5, maybe I need to downgrade Mendy to Sanchez or Raya at a 4.5 price point.
Okay. Do you have any players to consider besides your team? Maybe you actually have some watch list, some player that you've been eyeing to get into your team.
Yeah, the recent one from Aston Villa,
Okay. All right.
Bailey, I think.
Yep. A lot of
Bailey,
managers
Bailey is most
are
like,
thinking about Bailey at 5 million. Yep.
yeah, Bailey is most likely to be replacing at Neto, depending on how I arrange my lineup at the final deadline. So try to squeeze here and there, try to have the best fit balanced of the team. So if I'm short of 0.5 ish, then I might downgrade it to Bailey. But I think Bailey has a better, both have better chance of getting FPL points and attacking wise. But yeah, Bailey is slightly cheaper than Neto. So we'll see how things goes.
Okay, good. Afosz, anything else that you want to touch about your team?
Uh, nothing much. So far, I'm pretty much satisfied with this current lineup. It's just that
Can I say
I'm
you like 80-90% settle on your team just to finalize the 10%?
yep, 80 to 90% is quite the right number. It's just that matter of it's either to change Haaland to Kane or try to have Marshall and downgrade Robertson. But that one tengok macam ni, kalau sebab Ronaldo still around, you can't really discard him as a great forward in MU. So Marshall might be rotated, but we don't know what's Eric Ten Hag strategy at the moment coming in the Premier League for season. And the rest, yeah, is like maybe downgrade Neto to Bailey and downgrade Mendy to Raya or Sanchez. Try to fit in better, higher price point at midfield or forward. Yeah, those things. But the rest pretty much set.
Okay. All right. First, thank you for walk through your team. Before we go, you finished last season on, I think, 77,000 placing. I think the past 2 years also, you finish around 50K. Okay. So what's your target for this season?
Okay, so far this season hopefully boleh finish maybe another top 50K as well. Last season try to aim that because yeah, the previous season finishing at 38,000 is quite high for me as well. And
Yep.
then yeah, just that the last final game weeks, yeah, some of the players tak jadi kan, so kita tak buat macam mana. But finishing top 100K is still a good achievement for me. But this season try to achieve at least another top 50K.
Okay, first, good luck for this season. Okay, hopefully we can meet up again in future in one of our stream. So that's all from me, first. Thank you for joining me.
Okay, Hafiz, thank you so much. Good luck to you too. And thanks for having me in